You're locked in with the innovators. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell.
And as far as the Where J Diggs at, I'm gonna credit that to the little homie Messy Marv. Going through some shit with him back in the day. He caught himself looking for me, and he pulled up into my neighborhood, and he jumped out. He said, "Where J Diggs at?" Well, everybody know that Diggs do it moving, and everybody know that wherever Diggs at, he says that. That's one thing about me. Right now, you go look on my Instagram, it's gonna say I'm in Los Angeles, right now. So that's one thing about me. I'm not hard to find. So for somebody to say where J Diggs at, and anybody else to know, they gonna go look on his Instagram. That could be everywhere, and he gonna tell you where he at right now. So when Mesh did that, when he pulled that move and he went in my neighborhood and he jumped out where J Diggs at.
I remember that video.
Yeah, my whole thing was I always show people where I'm at. So I'm everywhere. So I took that and I ran with it. And it was just a way of flipping the bullshit. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, because there ain't no really looking for me. I'm not hard to find.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, now I'm looking for you. Yeah. So that's what that turned into. So that's where the Where J Diggs came from. And I credit that to him, and I run with it. Got a bag off of it. Ain't start something with me, money, I'm gonna get a bag off of it and have fun with it and all it. Like I'm with all it. That's one thing about it. So yeah, that was just something. That was a movement too.
Y'all beef is kind of like publicized. I mean, you can say, I'm sure you talked about it before, but like, was that were y'all ever cool at one point?
That was my bro. That was my bro. But she Mesh really lost his mind, bro. I can't put it. I gotta really address the situation for what it is. Anybody that know Mesh, it's really to know Messy Marv. The name is Messy Marv, first of all. The names speak for themselves. A lot of people get named from their character.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of things. One thing about Mesh, the people that around him know Mesh has always been in the drugs.
Yeah.
And he's not one of the kind of people that can control it well. So Mesh will go through things like when Mesh's career starts going downhill, he'll find some messy shit to do to boost his career. Like, one morning he woke up and he decided it's fuck Too Short and went on the fuck Too Short campaign.
Yeah.
You feel me? And literally had nerve to call me and hit me with a song like, "Dang, I want you to get on this song." And I'm listening to the song like, "Man, I'm not finna get on a song you dissing Short. What that's about?" Oh man, that nigga tried to do this and try. I'm like, "Man, that's between you and Short."
Yeah.
You feel me? This was before me and him ever fell out.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of nigga he was. He'd wake up one morning, he'd just get on Twitter and just get the ranting and raving about anybody. Oh, so and so this, so and so that. So on this particular time, what he had did is one day, I get up, check my social media like everybody else, and it's some motherfucker sending me this album cover with the stamp, the Mac Dre Thiz Nation face on it.
Yeah. And
it got bullet holes in it, like one through Dre cheek, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it says Messy Speaks. So I'm like, what the fuck? You can find it right. It's on the internet. So it says Messy Speaks. So when I go click on it, and I'm looking at the shit. And at first it's an interview with him talking about I didn't fuck with the Dre nigga anyway. I fuck with Fat Tone. So I'm like, damn, hold on, is this the same mess?
Yeah.
Dre my nigga and all the shit. I'm like, where did this come from? Why would you wait 12 years after Dre dead to say some shit like this?
Yeah.
So, of course, I naturally stood right up and said something like, "Man, bro, you got to holler at me about this. I'm trying to confuse." And, it wasn't no disrespectful, but I'm like, we got to talk about this.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, I had ended up going to jail in Vegas for some whole other shit. So I was gone. So while I was in jail, he had did a whole little spiel about, the nigga did a whole little spiel about, J Diggs, I think J Diggs the police. And they say, "I think J Diggs the police." And they say, "Why you think J Diggs the police?" He said, "Man, cuz J Diggs came down to Miami. Nigga talking about he wanted to talk to me about something. And he say, nigga, I jumped out with that thing in the middle of the thing. Come on, let's go to eat." We went to eat. He say, and J Diggs asked me for a kilo of crack cocaine in them words. Asked me could I get him a kilo of crack cocaine in them words. Now, mind you, I don't know what movie this nigga was in, but he's telling this online.
Yeah.
He said, "Nigga asked me for a kilo of crack cocaine in them words." So he said, I told the nigga I can get it. Let me holler at my Haitian people. He said, so I went and hollered at my Haitian people, man. I tried to call J Diggs back and the nigga stopped answering his phone. I think that nigga the police. So, mind you, now I did go to Miami.
Yeah.
And me and Mess went in 8 states. When I went to Miami because he was going through the Too Short shit. Everybody, the whole bay was on his head.
Yeah.
I flew to Miami, got my camera. I even got the footage and everything. I put it out on one of my DVDs. And me and him met, we shook hands. This is when he had the Square Bitches Can't Stand Me shirts.
Yeah.
He brought me 7 bags for all my bitches. He did all the shit. We went and ate skirt steaks, played pool. I beat him in pool for some money, all the shit. Had fun, waved, hugged, and said goodbye. This nigga turned that story into I went out there and asked him for a kilo of crack cocaine and then stopped answering the phone so he think I'm the police. Now, mind, I can't make this up, bro. That's all online, just so you know.
Yeah.
So all this while I'm sitting in jail. I'm sitting in jail and all these interviews is coming out with him while I'm in jail. So I'm in, matter of fact, at the time, Jace Coleon is my cellie. So, and Jace Coleon, that's Mac Minister's co-defendant with the whole Fat Tone situation. So when Mess do the interview, we confused. Like, and you know, mind you, I got nothing against Fat Tone. Like, you know, and I know he ain't had nothing to do with the Cuddy shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not tripping on that. But the fact that Mess would make the reference like that and be like, I didn't fuck with the Dre nigga.
Yeah.
It wasn't Mac Dre, the
Yeah.
Dre nigga. And then have the audacity to put bullet holes in the Thiz Nation Mac Dre face. It just threw me off.
Yeah.
So that's where our beef started from. Basically me standing up for Dre. And now after I said what I said, so here's where it is. So I come home from jail. Let me tell you, this is how the end of it. I come home from jail. And when I come home from jail, right, he had this big thing where he was saying, oh, Mess signed with Burner, right? So when I come home from jail, first thing I do is I call Burner, like, Burner, you signed Mess? He was like, hell no, Diggs, I ain't signed no fucking Mess. He said, Mess came and got at me and asked me about, you know, getting signed or whatever. And I told Mess, he said, I told Mess he got to get right with Diggs and Kilo before I make any decisions about doing anything like that, bro. He said, bro, he went and did a video. I don't even know what the hell that video was about. I was like, all right, I appreciate it. I just wanted to know the truth.
Yeah.
So then about 2 days after that, Mess do a video. And he say, man, all the promoters tap in with me. I'm finna start this tour, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and shout out Kilo and Diggs. Woo, woo, woo. Right?
But y'all hadn't spoken.
So when he did that, I went and made a video like, oh, hell no, my nigga. Like, we still need to see each other face to face, my nigga. Ain't no promoters, nothing. Though I suggest you don't book his tour, none of that. That's why, you know, I got back. Like, bro, nigga, you need to see me before we still got to figure this out. At least talk and have a man to man.
Yeah.
You feel me? What's the name said make it right? That nigga just said shout out Diggs. It ain't right yet. Yeah. So when I said that, when I made that video, 2 days later, he pulled up into the crib. Now, mind you, I'm in Hawaii too. Everybody know I'm in Hawaii. I'm on live. I'm showing Hawaii. I'm doing all the shit. So I'm in Hawaii. Then he pulls up into a back street in the back of my neighborhood, not where niggas really be, but the back of my neighborhood where the kids and shit be at. And jumped out talking about where Jay Diggs at. Had a pistol, had somebody with him and all this shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Where Jay Diggs at? Blah, 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 blah. And they like, man, there's kids out here. Ain't no Diggs. Like, come on, my nigga. Diggs don't even be out here, my nigga. Diggs is a grown-ass man. He ain't hung in the crèche in years. Like, nigga, like, what is this trying to prove something? Like, you not really out here looking for Diggs, right?
Yeah.
Like, because Diggs don't be in the crèche. Like, that's where he from. You feel me? So it's like a nigga going to, right now, looking for you in Richmond, my nigga. Like, last time you lived in Richmond, my nigga. Like, come on, like, what kind of homework is you doing on your phone? Like, but it was all for social media. That's why he took a camera and like, oh yeah, he had to like, oh yeah, we finna go viral today. Yeah, you know, it was all just for the media. He knew he wasn't gonna run into Diggs. He knew he wasn't finna have to use that gun. He knew he jumped out where it was kids at. Yeah, you feel me, mamas and shit. So yeah, it was and it was what it was. So you know, I had fun with that too. You know, I knew Mess was going through some shit. I knew he was going through some shit, and it was one of the things. He was really on a down spiral, and he really mentally broke all the way down. It's kind of sad that because I was a Mess fan, and you know what I mean. I hate that he went at me like that. Like we got songs together and everything, but at the end of the day, my nigga, if you turn on me, I got to turn back. Yeah. So you know, and I still slap some Mess to this day, but I do have to credit a lot of the bullshit with Mess to mental health. Like Mess is all the way fucked up now. Yeah. Like, he can't even have a conversation with him. So he tried to go over Mozzie them. They thought that he was on the real nigga shit, and they took his ass over there and kept him over there for a couple of weeks and got the fuck away from him too. Like everybody like, oh, this nigga is not the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm not trying to glorify or laugh at the nigga, none of that shit, but yeah, he dropped the ball basically, man.
Yeah.
He dropped the ball.